Hello you guys, I am back with another video. Now today we're going to do a really quick Bible interpretation, but please don't click off because this is one of my favorite verses and it's talking about Jesus in disguise. It's talking about the God and Jesus among us, like living in many times it mentions in the Bible Jesus will come in disguise, as someone in poverty, someone in need, right? So in this verse is Matthew 25:37-40. And like I said, it's one of my favorite verses. So please stay at least to read the verse. And at the end of the video, I'm going to give you guys a quick prayer to pray. If you don't know what to say to God, you want to pray, but you don't know the words, you don't have the words to say, because I myself, even back then, before I found out who I was, before I found out I was chosen, before I found out my calling, you guys, to help you guys, I myself, I wouldn't know what to pray. Before I would go to bed, I would thank him, I'd be like, thank you, God, I pray I don't have any bad dreams, I pray I don't have any evil dreams, and I will go to sleep. So stick around for that because it's really, I'm gonna read it, I'm gonna read it in a way where you can repeat it after I say the sentence, right? So, in this verse, it says, "The righteous will answer him, 'Lord, when did we see you hungry and feed you, or thirsty and give you something to drink? When did we see you a stranger and invite you in, or needing clothes and clothe you? When did we see you sick or in prison and go visit you?' The king will reply, 'I tell you the truth. Whatever you did for one of these least of my brothers of mine, you did it for me.'" So, interpreting that, he's saying, whatever you did for someone in need, whatever you did for one of his children, you did it for him. He's comparing that to him because, guys, his spirit resides in us. We are his. And just like the devil uses his people, well, I like to say control because he controls his people. He controls his little minions, right? Just like the devil controls his people, God uses his people. So just like God's using me to, film this video right now for you guys and to reach as many people as I can. So we're going to get right into the prayer. Because I don't want to make this video so quick because I don't want it to be so overbearing for some people, who aren't really used to watching videos, about this stuff. But I want it to be, a quick video you can watch before bed and, find some comfort in, right? Okay, so the prayer goes like this. "Lord, you come to us today in disguise. We can see you in the poor and the hungry, the stranger and the prisoner. You are dwelling today among the least of the brothers, the last place most people would expect to find you. Father, I want to find you there. I hear your words of warning, and I respond by offering myself for your use. I desire to see you fed, given drink, invited in, clothed, made well, and visited. Show me then how to minister to your needs among those in need." I repeat that sentence. I take it again, Holy Spirit. Show me then how to minister to your needs among those in need. I will follow. I will follow. So guys, when you see someone hurting, a lot of the times, you might not have the means to, help, but, even, being encouraging, start sparking up a conversation, and just, maybe even taking these people, away from their daily struggles for a minute, encouraging them, getting them to laugh. It's all the same, right? Because you're taking time out of your life to help someone that is God's. So many times in the Bible, it calls us God's children. because we are descendants of Adam and Eve. You know, whether you're the descendants of, you know, their children or their children's children, you know, like Jacob or Abraham, we're all descendants, period. So we're all brothers and sisters, and that's why a lot of people are like, you know, why does the Bible say that? Or, you know, someone who doesn't believe might say, you know, why does the Bible say we're all brothers and sisters? You guys, that's why it says we're all brothers and sisters, because we all are descendants of, you know, the first human beings that God created and put on this earth. So help your brothers and sisters out, you know, uplift your brothers, uplift your sisters, you know, compliment your brothers, compliment your sisters, you know, smile at people when you're going by them in public, because I promise you guys, a lot of people like to talk about karma. A lot of people like to talk about, you know, you get what you put out. And it's so true, you guys. And I didn't even plan about talking about this, but it's so true, you guys. Be nice. Be uplifting. You know, don't be prideful, right? You can walk around with pride and knowing, you know, you're God's creation. This is His earth. This ground that we walk on is rightfully ours. You can walk around and walk with your head up, held high, because you know that there's evil roaming this earth, right? And, you know, it's, if you don't have, you know, the gift of discernment, you know, it might be hard to tell who is good and who is bad, right? And even myself, you know, I can discern, like I said, like 95% of the people, but there's also that handful where, you know, they're gonna slip through. They're gonna slip through your gift, right? You're not gonna be able to, you know, discern just anyone, right? Because people aren't walking around, you know, in their natural forms. Demons aren't walking around on this earth in their natural forms, you know. It's all, you know, a trick to the eye, you know. You see what they want you to see. So be kind to everyone, you know. Don't judge, you know, but walk with your head held high. You know, don't be prideful to the extent where you're like, you know, oh, you know, I look so good, you know, I'm walking around, I'm dressed like this. But, you know, walk prideful. Guys, I walk around this earth. I walk around in, you know, the grocery store, the bookstore, into coffee shops. I walk with my head held as high as I think the King of the world did. I walk with my head held as high as I think Jesus did, right? So carry yourself with confidence. Carry yourself with confidence, because people are going to see that light. You know, you might be walking in public, you know, and you're catching stares, you know, people are staring at you, right? You go to this aisle, right? And then you go to the next aisle and this person's in the same aisle. And then you go to this next aisle and they're still in that same aisle with you. You guys, they're watching you because they know that you're the light of the world, right? So you have many people who will literally run the other way. And they do that because when they see you, it's like looking in a mirror, right? So they see you and, you know, they're corrupt, they're evil, you know, they're a fallen angel, you know, they're a demon. They see you and it's like looking in a reflection. They're seeing God's image, right? Because we are created in God's image. I didn't mean to, you know, go into this, but God's using my voice right now, so, you know, listen up. So when you see someone is giving you these looks, good or bad, you know, because you're going to have the people who just are interested, you know, they want to get close to you because you're literally the light. God's children are the light of this world, and we are here to light it completely up. Because without God's children, without the light, the world would be so much worse. So much worse. So when God's children are brought to heaven with Him, it's going to be complete hell on earth, right? You do not, I'm telling you guys, I repeat, you do not want to be here when God's children are gone. God's children are the only thing keeping this earth, you know, intact, right? And, you know, I said this in another video. There's way more people who serve God. There's way more people who believe in God than there are people worshiping the devil, right? So, that being said, that's why you walk around this earth, you know, and a lot of the evil stuff, it's spiritual, right? It's spiritual battles, you know. You're having dreams, right? You're having these negative dreams about people you know in real life. And then in real life, you know, they're smiling in your face. That's because, guys, it's all spiritual. But that's why the earth is good. That's why the earth is, it's not, obviously, you know, the earth is not good. But that's why you don't walk around every single corner and, you know, see evil. Like, you don't walk around the corner and see someone killing someone all the time. You don't walk in the grocery store and see people attacking people. Because granted, it happens, but you don't see it as much because of the fact that God's children are here. Because of the fact that God has already won. Because of the fact that God has already won dominion over the earth. Now, granted, they like to call the devil, you know, the king of this world, or, you know, the prince of the air. But God is in control. God is in control of the righteous and the evildoers. He's in control of the good and the bad. So granted, they might think they're in control. They might put on a persona like, oh, you know, we're in control. We're the rulers of this world. They're in check, guys. Trust me. And when they do a child of God wrong, if you're a child of God watching this and you believe, when they do you wrong, nothing, guys, nothing goes unseen by God. Nothing is not gonna be, I have a video about this. You're gonna get your vengeance. God's gonna, you don't have to even do anything because God's gonna do it for you. And when you mess up and mess with a chosen one, or you mess with someone who has a calling, you know, like these prophets and prophetesses, and, you know, even myself, you guys, let's get into it. So I worked at a job, right? And it was my first time working there. It was at this cool yogurt place, Kalani Yogurt in Fredericksburg. If you guys want to know, I don't even care. They're out of business already, so it doesn't really matter. But anyways, they tried taking money out of my paycheck. My first paycheck, they tried taking money out of it. Okay, so, you know, weeks later, my mom tells me, you know, Kalani Yogurt, you know, it's out of business, right? God puts in my head, they're out of business because they messed with the chosen one. They tried doing you wrong. They probably were talking about me behind my back. You know, who really knows? But they tried doing me wrong, and they're out of business, right? So that just goes to show, when you mess with one of God's chosen, when you mess with someone who is favored by God, you're gonna get your vengeance back, and it's almost worse for them. And I want to also add, when you do a child of God wrong, period, it says the wicked has no rest. The wicked has no rest. So though you might think that, you know, your ex who did you wrong, who put their hands on you, who you know for a fact now is, you know, just plain corrupt, you know, stuck in their ways, you know, living a sinful life, you know, willingly, not believing in God. Though you might look on their Instagram, right, and it might look like, oh, you know, they're doing good now that I'm out of their life. You guys, they're not doing good. They're not, but they're not going to tell you that, of course, right? So a lot of the time, these people are tossing and turning in their bed. They can't physically sleep. They cannot sleep. They have no rest because they're up thinking about what they did to you. God has them up thinking about what they did to you. God has them up having no rest because they did a child of God wrong, right? So if someone did you wrong, whether, you know, an ex, a person that you know is bad, they're not good like they might perceive to be. And of course, they're not going to go tell you, you know, oh, a lot of the times, you guys, God is doing stuff behind the scenes, and it's not like he's punishing them, but he really is. But it's just like they just have no rest. They're not going to be able to so while you're sleeping in your bed at night, you know, you're catching Z's, you know, you're slumped, you're asleep, they're up at night. While you're happy and you have peace, they have no peace. And though it may look like they have peace, though it may look like, you know, they're having the time of their life, you guys, they're fighting battles daily in their mind, in the physical realm, and in the spiritual realm. So just know, if you do a child of God wrong, you are really, you know, you're shooting yourself in the foot. If I'm talking to, you know, the wicked right now, the demons out there, when you do a child of God wrong, you're basically shooting yourself in the foot. You're basically shooting yourself. You are damaging your well-being. You're damaging your life, right? So I just want to add that. So just know that when someone does you wrong, when someone is basically, you know, harming you, doing whatever XYZ, they're not getting away with it. God sees everything. God hears everything. God saw them putting their hands on you. God saw them doing you wrong. God saw them cheating on you. God saw them doing all this stuff to you, right? So just know, I don't even know how I'm on this topic, but just know you're good. The king of this whole entire universe, we're talking about the king of the universe, guys. The king of this planet. The king of kings and lord of lords, right? So you have, you know, the royals, you know, in England, the royals. And you have, you know, the princes and princesses of, you know, whatever else country. God is the king. He rules over all of it, right? He rules over the darkness. He rules over these kingdoms. And these people, a lot of these people who are corrupt, they know that. They know that. So that's why you see these celebrities, they walk around and they want to perceive themselves as a god. They want to influence God's children negatively because they know we're destined for greatness. They know that we are en route to greatness. They know our true worth. So they want to hide it from us. They know what you're worth. They know that you are literally holy royalty. So they want to belittle you. You have friends who want to belittle you. Friends who want to belittle you. Friends who want to make you look dumb in front of other people. Because they know. But guys, I love you guys. Have a good night. That was a very, very quick video. Well, it was a little longer actually than I expected it to be. But you know, I feel like I got a lot of good stuff in there. Just know that it was really only supposed to be about this Bible verse. It was really supposed to only be about this Bible verse and the prayer. But God was really speaking through me tonight, you guys. So I love you guys, and I will see and talk to you guys soon.